Thank you very much. So, welcome to the Sunday edition of the third weekend of the 20th Tuba Bach Festival. I think that was all the right numbers. So, glad to have you here, whether you are here watching us feet away in person at Emmanuel Lutheran Church, or if you are watching on YouTube or Facebook, we are happy to have you there, or listening on the radio. So, for all of those, I can tell you that the very best seat is right where I am sitting in the midst of all these amazing musicians. This is so much fun. So, glad to have you here. Want to get a couple of thank yous up front. Many thanks to Emmanuel Lutheran Church for this great space where we get to play all of our concerts. They are just on the tag end of celebrating an 80th birthday of the church. Big party this weekend, yesterday and today and all that. So thank you, Emmanuel. This is a great place and we love it here. If you want to be here more, if you want to be here more, come. There's still 3 more weeks of the festival, so come to that. But also 9:30 Sunday mornings, and I know they'd love to have you. So thanks to Emmanuel. Our platinum sponsors, want to thank them: Ferris State University, the Office of the President, especially Bill Pink, and before him, David Eisler. So way back from the very first year, they have been solid supporters of all that we do, and also the humanities department, the music department. So we very much appreciate Ferris. Along those lines, Michigan State University. So a partnership, we are in our 5th year of that. Throughout the year, bringing up students and faculty for extra concerts with Tuba Bach. So we enjoy that partnership very much, and we got some MSU stuff on stage here today too, so we'll talk about that in a minute. The Marlis Myron Memorial Fund helps us with our educational outreach opportunities, so we very much appreciate that. Learner Financial, Brad and Sarah and all the folks out there are just a real community treasure, and all that they do to support not just Tuba Bach and the arts, but just this whole community. They do so much to be a positive presence in our community, so we thank them. And then also the Michigan Arts and Culture Council and the National Endowment for the Arts. First off, want to say that we very much appreciate their support. Secondly, technically need to say that the grant support from them has, I think, 3 more days left on the calendar. Today, Monday and Tuesday, and then October 1st hits. And I think we're all still waiting to see what the new budget looks like. The last version I heard was that the Arts and Culture Council had been cut. So we hope that that doesn't happen, and that there's some last-minute heroics and that's saved for the budget. But in the meantime, we appreciate their support, and if you would like to call your representatives, that would be great, so that we can continue that. All right, we'll talk more about other supporters and sponsors and people like yourselves a little bit later. The program, because we should get mostly back to that. So we need to introduce these amazing folks that are on stage with me. If you have a program and you're following along, then I'll try to make that easy. I'll go in the order that it says here. So, gentleman over here on my left. There is not enough space in the program to write all the amazing things, and if I tried to talk, we'd be here all afternoon to tell you how incredible and wonderful he is. Says in the program he's playing trombone and bari sax. If you are at all any kind of careful observer, you might notice that I don't think that's a bari sax. It's in the same family. But it's the same family, and there is a trombone there. And most importantly, there's a Michael Dease there. Please help welcome the amazing Michael Dease. The next one on the program says Marion Hayden on the bass. Again, if you are at all observant, you would look back there and say, I don't think that's Marion. And you would be correct. That is not Marion Hayden. She unfortunately wasn't able to be with us today. And there was Rodney Whitaker was here a couple of years ago. If you remember Rodney, had agreed to fill in and cover for her. So if you are at all an astute observer, you would look back and say, I don't think that's Rodney Whitaker. And you would again be correct, and it is not, but who it is Jonathan Hilliard, and he is a student of Rodney's down at Michigan State University, and he is doing a fantastic job. And so please help welcome Jonathan Hilliard on the bass. Way back, oh gosh, it's probably been 12 or 14 or maybe both of those numbers. We had a band called Straight Ahead that played on a concert here, an amazing group of women that came up and played a concert, and then a couple of years later did a show with a cornet trumpet player named Marcus Belgrave. And drummer for both of those was just a fantastic, lovely lady playing on the drums, and so happy that she was able to come play on the drums again for this show. Please welcome Gayelynn McKinney. And since the very first year in 2008, I feel like I get to introduce him sometimes, many times each year, and I'm running out of things to say, and so I'm just going to say once again, please welcome the amazing Alvin Waddles at the piano. So, again, just want to say this is like the coolest seat in the house to sit in the midst of this much talent. It's so much fun. So the program, if you have a printed program, it is, as often seems to be the case, a suggestion of what might have happened had, you know, the day that I wrote the program. It's actually sort of fairly close. We did start with All of Me, like it said that we would, and then things break down. So. But not really entirely. So Stompin' at the Savoy is a really cool tune, and I encourage you to go find it somewhere and listen to it. But not today. But the one-note samba that's on the program after that is also a really cool tune, and I would encourage you to find that somewhere and listen to it, but not today. Then the next thing it says is that we're going to play Bach Cello Suite, and we are, but not yet. And then after that, it says, do nothing till you hear from me, which is now. So now is the time to hear from us and that tune. So here we go.
Do nothing till you hear from me. Pay no attention to what's said, while folks would tear the seams of any man's dreams is over my head. Do nothing till you hear from me. At least consider our romance. If you should take the words of others you've heard, honey, I haven't a chance. Now, true, I've been seen with someone new, but does that mean that I'm untrue? When we're apart, the words in my heart reveal how I feel about you. Some kiss may cloud my memory, and other arms may hold a thrill, but please do nothing till you hear from me. And honey, you never will. nothing till you hear from me. Pay no attention to what's said, while folks would tear the seams of any man's dreams. Honey, is over my head. Do nothing till you hear from me. At least consider our romance. If you should take the words of others you've heard, baby, I haven't the chance. Now it's true I've been seen with someone new, but does that mean that I'm untrue? When we're apart, the words in my heart reveal how I feel about you. Some kiss may cloud my memory, and other arms may hold a temporary thrill. But please do nothing till you hear from me, and you never will. Do nothing till you hear from me, and you never will. Do nothing till you hear my voice. Just pretend you ain't got no other choice. Do nothing till I give the word. Don't you pay no attention to others you may have heard. Do nothing till you hear from me, and baby, you never will.
Alvin Waddles. So, way back, I mentioned Alvin has been here since 2008 coming up. There's a funny ring. Here we go. I think it's gone. Way back in 2008, the first concert was with a gospel choir that he brought up from Detroit. And as I recall, it had been part of a fairly long and late night tour with long and late night drives and things of that sort. And they had gotten in, I think, sometime in the wee hours of the morning on a Sunday morning, got up and in addition to the Tuba Bach concert, sang a little bit at a church service here in town, and then mostly needed a rest before the 4 o'clock concert. Well, son Dominic was along, and all the big people needed a rest, but not Dominic so much, and got to know him back then. I think he was a third grader. And so happy to get to know him from back then, and every year since, he's been coming up with his dad, and then grew up with our kids. Everybody's the same age, Noah and Gwen and Dominic. And then pretty soon, Dominic started being part of the shows, and a little bit more part of the shows, and in on one of our recording projects that we got to do. And now he's down working on a master's down in Florida in composition and arranging. So when we got to 2025, and what am I going to do for the festival? So I said, I want to go back and revisit the Bach cello suites that kind of started this whole thing off. And originally, they're for just one instrument, solo cello. So already I'd messed with them, I guess, by doing them on tuba like we did the very first year. But I wanted to do them this year and take them away from just being a solo piece, and let's have them all arranged for some other, whatever the group of the week happens to be. And so I knew I wanted to do 1 week with this jazz ensemble, and called up Dominic and said, hey, would you take the third cello suite and arrange it for this group of folks? And I think last night we all got to hear it for the very first time. You are here going to hear it for just the very second time. And I think he did a bang-up job. It's a whole lot of fun to play, and I think it's fun to listen to. If you are in need of, any arranging or composing services, have a film that you were just needing a score for or whatever, call Dominic, because he's your guy. So the whole idea of the cello suites is there's a prelude, and then there are a series of dance movements after that. And I think that Dominic did a terrific job of exploring various jazz dance kind of things, jazz waltzes and some boogie stuff and some just a plain old New Orleans street romp and all of that. So I hope that you enjoy the 6 movements of the third cello suite as arranged by Dominic Waddles.
two musicians walking us. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Thank you very much, Gayelynn McKinney and Jonathan Hilliard and Michael Dease and Alvin Waddles, and that was all put together by Dominic Waddles. So again, a great big thanks to Dominic. Yeah. And I do believe, so there you go, I think Dominic's watching right now online, so thank you, sir. Also going back to that 2008 season, and I think pretty much every year since, it's kind of become a tradition that on one concert every year when Alvin is in town, that he and I do the Lord's Prayer in memory of, in honor of, mostly folks that have passed away from our audience and our family and all of that over the past year. I don't want to call out specific names just for fear of I don't want to leave anybody out. But anyway, it's something that we do, and it means a lot to me and hopefully to you too. So this is the 2025 version of the Lord's Prayer. So, thank you very much. Before we go on with the rest of the program with the music, there's also, if you look in your program, about 2/3 of the way back, there's a page about the Bubba Awards. If you're watching, then you don't have a page and you can't look at it. So there you go. But the music industry has their Grammys, and the movies have their Oscars, and TV has their Emmys, and advertising has their Obies and all of that. So we have now our Bubbas. And it is Bubba because our Tuba Bach guy, his name is Bubba because tuba is just Bubba. So there it is. And that's the name of our little guy, Bubba Bach. So anyway, so we have... let me get it out of the... I mean, our logo's been around since the beginning, actually before the beginning. And this year, I asked daughter Gwen to create a three-dimensional version of Bubba. So this is the Bubba Award. And we started back in the springtime. Professor Phil Cinder was up here for a concert, and he's been with Tuba Bach since the very first year, and was my prof down at Michigan State all through grad school, but also just retired after 43 years there at State. So he got the very first Bubba, and since then, Raymond McLean, musician, Sarah and Brad Fath with Lerner Financial for all that they do, and Dr. Pink. Ferris, Gunder Myron for all he does, not only with the Marlis Myron Memorial Fund, but also as a member of our board and a very gracious donor to the festival and all of that. Who else? Jeff Gabalis over here that does all of our tech stuff and has done that for right since the beginning. Last week we honored Mom and Dad because, I mean, quite literally, this whole thing wouldn't have happened without them. But besides that, Mom's cookies after the concerts and Dad's willingness, both of them, to pitch in with whatever it may need to be, whether it's help building a shell here at the church for concerts, or sewing costumes, or doing what. So both of them. Anyway, so that brings us to this week. And I'm going to go back and circle around in the music stuff, and this should be no surprise for who's here, but it has been, since this is the 20th year and it started in the 3rd, this would be the 17th or the 18th year of just a great friendship and musical collaborator, and so glad to have him on board with so many things, and looking forward to lots of years in the future. But please, a big hand for the amazing one and only Alvin Waddles. Mr. Waddles, would you sing one more? Please. Thank you.
Mr. Saturday's dance. Heard they crowded the floor. Awfully different without you. Don't get around much anymore. Thought I'd visit the club. Got as far as the door. They'd have asked me about you. Don't get around much anymore. Well, darling, I guess my mind's more at ease, but nevertheless, why stir up memories? I've been invited on dates. Might have gone, but what fun? Couldn't bear it without you. Don't get around much anymore. Saturday's dance. Heard they crowded the floor. Couldn't bear it without you. Don't get around much anymore. Thought I'd visit the club. Got just as far as the door. They'd have asked me about you. Just don't get around much anymore. Well, darling, I guess my mind's more at ease. But nevertheless, why stir up memories? I've been invited on dates. Might have gone, but what for? Awfully different without you. Don't get around much anymore. Terribly different without you, baby. Don't get around much anymore. Just can't put it together without you. Don't get around much anymore. Can't do it without you, baby. Don't get around much. Don't get around much. Don't get around much. Can't get around much anymore.
Oh my goodness, Alvin Waddles. So, a couple of things I need to tell you about before I forget, and this is my last chance to do it. So, most important probably of all of the stuff, Mom's cookies are waiting for you in the other room. I don't know for sure what all the cookies and ice cream, and actually, if you haven't had lunch yet, I told you about the church's 80th birthday party. I think there's even still some finger sandwiches and stuff like that, so you can have a full meal. So stop over there. We will look forward to seeing you there. Take a look through the whole program, please. And there are lots of businesses and advertisers that support this. Please stop in and let them know that you know that they support this, and they will be encouraged to continue to do that. There's a center page that has lots of your names on it. Give yourselves all a pat on the back and each other a pat on the back. If you would like to donate and haven't yet, or just want to donate more, I'm always good with that too. There are a couple of old tubas by the door on the way out. They take donations nicely. We are all hip and cool in 2025 and finally got our own Venmo code. So that's out there too. I think there's one in the program. There are some envelopes with stamps on them and everything. So you could take those home, mail them back. Or the most important thing that I would ask of all of you for donating and giving is donate a little bit of extra time to find some other people that don't know about Tuba Bach and invite them to concerts. There's still 3 weeks to go. So that's my big ask of all of you, is to come back and bring somebody with you. So there are 3 more weeks to go. Next week we take a different turn, a prog rock turn. That's sort of a kind of a rock and jazz and classical fusion all mushed together. Noah is going to be here playing the piano, and he did most of the arrangements. And Randy Napoleon, guitar prof down at Michigan State, is going to be here. Jim Alfredson, a keyboard wizard, also from the Lansing area, and Jeff Schaup is going to be playing drums. And I'll be here trying to keep up. So that'll be fun. The week after that, Tony McManus is back from Scotland. Just gorgeous Celtic guitar playing. He's bringing with him Shane Cook, world champion fiddler, and Sean Gavin on the Uilleann bagpipes and penny whistle and things like that. And that's going to be a ton of fun. And then the final week we go to the movies, and we got a little orchestra put together, and some short films, animated films, a Buster Keaton movie, things like that. So going to use the 6th cello suite to accompany that Buster Keaton film. It's going to be cool. So come back for those. Those are all coming up. And other than that, quick thank yous again to all of our sponsors. To Jeff Cabalas over here, makes the live streams happen. Steve Masters back at the radio station. Jeff Peddlety running around taking pictures and otherwise helping with things. And Jane and Adriana got you in the door, and they'll help get you out the door. And the biggest thanks of all to these amazing musicians up here on stage with me. Yeah. So one more time, thank you so much. It's great to have her back. Gayelynn McKinney over on the drums. It has been really great to get to know Jonathan Hilliard back here on the bass, and hopefully have him back again. Our newest, latest, and greatest Bubba recipient, award-winning honoree, the always amazing Alvin Waddles over here at the piano. And again, I can't even begin to describe how much fun and how inspirational it is to get to sit up here next to this gentleman. He's just fantastic all around, Michael Dease. So, to help you get over to the cookies and all that, would take the A train and sit and listen, and then get over and have some snacks. We'll see you in a minute. Thank you so much for coming. Gayelynn McKinney, and Jonathan Hilliard, Michael Dease, and Alvin Waddles. Thank you.